Hey, good morning, everybody. At least this morning for me. Got another unboxing. This is another knife unboxing. The ZT 0350TS, which stands for Tiger Stripe. This is a collaboration knife with ZT, which is also the company of Kershaw, and Ken Onion, the designer, really famous designer. I think he's out of California. This knife has been around for a very, very long time. This is actually probably, I would say honestly, like one of the grandfathers or the great grandfather of the hard use knife. This ZT was like the first knife to come out for its intended purpose was to beat it up and use it and abuse it. And it kind of ushered in a new world of knives, in my opinion. It had the flipper, which was a new design, I believe, at the time. It might have even been the first knife to be a flipper knife, and a spring as well. I'll show you what I mean. Pretty simple packaging, pretty basic packaging. Definitely newer box. They used to be black, now they're kind of white. Comes in some. It's always hard to do behind the camera. So there's the flipper tab that I was talking about for the deployment. And then this one also is on springs. Really shoots that knife out there. And man, I can't remember when these came out, but shoot, I want to say it might have been maybe 2006, 2007. I don't know, somewhere around there. Definitely early 2000s from what I remember. But like I say, I mean, when these came out, they kind of took the knife world by storm. I have no idea how many of these they sold, but I'm probably untold numbers. They were just such a big, hard use, cool looking knife, really neat design, super comfortable, thick. Most knives kind of before this were kind of more on the, I think Cold Steel, which I've had quite a few of those, were the only other kind of brand that were doing kind of big, beefy knives at the time. But you talk about just a big chunk of steel. This one's perfectly centered, really great action. The grinds are very, very even on both sides. That's the type of things that I look for. It's pretty sharp, really good smooth action. There's no on the interface, there's no stickiness on that lock, which can happen. But yeah, very cool knife. I got this, I actually wasn't planning on getting this, but Amazon was doing like a deal of the day on this guy, and it was like 125 bucks. And for me, I'm keeping this one forever. I think that this is a very historical knife in the world of modern knives. Very similar to like the Benchmade 940, you know, Chris Reeve Sebenza. I think this is one of those knives that you buy it, you keep it, and even if I don't use this knife a lot, honestly, it's super heavy, it's super chunky. I don't believe that this type of lock, these are proven to fail a lot of times. They're not, if you're making a hard use knife, this is not the lock that I would use. Actually, I would use something like an Axis lock, something like that that's not going to fail you. These are very prone to fail. As long as you use it as a knife, meaning your force is always going this way, don't be stupid and bang it on crap. That's not the way it's intended to be used. It's not even really intended to be a stabbing type knife. It's intended to be a very strong cutting tool. If you use it that way, that lock's not going to fail you, and it's going to be fine for years. That's not a problem. But this is definitely a knife that I think that every collector in the knife world should probably have. This one specifically, I like the plain edge with the tiger stripe. It's kind of synonymous with this knife. There's countless colors and limited editions, but this is kind of the OG in my opinion. So I'm going to keep it. It's 125 bucks, which is a steal on this guy. Build quality is absolutely excellent. They've got these things so dialed in. They've been making them for so long. They're just absolutely perfect in the execution. I could go on forever about it. It's a really, really cool knife. I think every collector should have one in their collection, and maybe a knife that you pass down to your kids and give them a little knife history lesson while you're doing it. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. The ZT0350TS, awesome knife. Pick one up, especially if you can find it for $125 like I did, it's a no-brainer. Thanks for watching.